All right, namaste, welcome back. I'm John, of course, and this is a posture profile on Ashtavakrasana and arm balance that, well, it's a lot of fun. You know, unlike a lot of arm balances, the physical effort, right, I would say the caloric uptake in this posture is actually one of the lowest, right? If you're practicing Ashtanga and you have to like jump in, that's another story. But the approach that we're taking here is a lot about body mechanics. And the thing is that you've got to really work on your chaturanga arms, your upper body strength, your arm and shoulder strength, hand position, and that's going to be like one of the best ways to get your Ashtavakrasana correct. All right, so let's just do a quick review. I'm actually going to keep my knees down. This is always a wonderful exercise for one to do to make sure that their chaturangas are working really well. Now, I want you to think cat pose first, right? So my ribs are rising. My hands placed at a reasonable distance. Don't overthink that, please. If you got really tight shoulders, you might have index fingers parallel with one another. If you're pretty opened up in those shoulders, middle fingers parallel with one another. I turn out slightly. Now, the whole goal here, again, ribs up, cat pose. Don't lose that. Please don't lose that, okay? As I lean myself forward into chaturanga, right? This is where I'm going to be building up the best strength. My hands are scrubbing towards one another. Now my elbow's squeezing in, all right? So be mindful of that, all right? All right, so you can do this a couple times. Keep working on the strength of your upper body. Be sure you don't lose that core connection. Again, think cat even as I move forward into the pose. I don't want those ribs to drop all that much, okay? All right, so we got that part out of the way. So that bent elbow position is going to be critical for Ashtavakrasana, okay? So what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can get my hips opened up enough here. A little bit out of practice here. And right now in my current sequence, we're going through this little sequence of postures, right? So I take like a seated lizard pose, if you will. I'm not really sure what this is called. It's a little bit like Ekarna Dhanurasana, if you will, or modification for Ekarna Dhanurasana. All right, so I'm just going to work on opening up that hip. I want to sit nice and tall, keeping my shin parallel to the floor. All right, I might even warm things up even more here. The outer hip a little bit. I can take both hands, my ankle bone moving towards my forehead. All right. Again, I want to think about my spine moving forward in space. Now, the first step in Ashtavakrasana, yeah, sure, the first step we can say is right here, okay? And as we go through our progressions, you always want to find the place in which you feel most comfortable. I talk about this in class all the time, right? Because these progressions are really, they're each a posture, right? And you're just slowly advancing through, you're kind of stepping up the ladder, if you will. All right, now that second step here, right, I am draping, in this case, my right leg over my right arm, right? Right leg over right arm. I want to get that leg up as high as I can. I still want to think Dandasana in the spine, so I'm pushing my spine forward. Now, the third step here, I got to learn to let go, okay? It's every step in yoga, right? Learning to let go. But in this case, letting go of the leg and keep the leg squeezing into the shoulder, okay? I'll take my shirt off here. I gotta squeeze it, right? So squeeze tight. And that brings me to my next point. So this second step, letting go, letting that leg just kind of hug the arm, very important. Some really great adductor work, in this case on my right side. Now, as I take that third step, now the third step, I think critical, okay? Your hands come down, you get the legs squeezing in. This is Ekapada Bhujapidasana. Bhujapidasana is that shoulder pressure pose, right? In this case, Ekapada, one leg, right? One leg shoulder pressure pose. Point your toes, all right? Then you can keep your heel down, right? So this is like step 3A, and just try to press down and lift your hips up, okay? And the full 3B, right, the next step is learning to lift that left leg up as well. All right, so that is, I think, a critical step in improving your arm balancing, okay? It's going to build a lot of strength. It keeps your legs, your core, and your upper body all connected. That's what's wonderful about it, okay? Because at no point can you really let up on any part of your body. Okay, so Now, if I'm there, right, ideally, so my hands are down, my leg is squeezing, I lift up to Ekapada Bujapidasana, then I cross left ankle over right. From this here, I gotta learn to just tip, I gotta trust, I gotta bend at the elbows, I find those chaturanga arms as I push my legs out to the side, right? That's all I'm really doing, right? I'm pushing my legs out to the side in a twist, okay? That is going to be, now the upper leg is hanging on to, in this case, my right arm, my right upper arm. It acts as a shelf. Now, I'm not saying that you give up in the legs. As a matter of fact, you keep squeezing the heck out of that upper arm, right? I'm not saying HE double hockey sticks. My Lenten, my Lenten commitment for Lent here is to not curse, all right? And it's going well. It's going well. Okay, so we're here. We're pointing toes. We're lifting up, crossing left ankle over right. Again, mechanics. As I kind of drop into those chaturanga arms, I push my legs out to the right as my ankles are crossed. Now here I gotta make sure to keep my left shoulder back to improve the twist. My chin is up. I'm always moving across the room with my chin. Right? That right leg, as I mentioned, is like hanging, like a hanger on that right upper arm, but the left leg is squeezing the bottom of the arm, right? It's the wonderful, wonderful kind of part of that posture. You get both legs so active in the pose, okay? Now, there's one more modification I would say. Those of you, as you go through these progressions, right? We got progression. I'm going to extend here just to remain facing forward, right? We got first one, right? First progression here, first step here. Second, I'm doing my left side now. So if I can get this warmed up, right? We're here, draping the arm, draping the leg over the arm. All right, now, if there is a place, if you're really not working on your arm balances, that I really want you to work, right? If you got lots of density in your body, you can continue to work here for sure. Hands supporting the leg, but if you can, I want you to let go, right? That's really, really important. Now, we could also, right, if you're, those of you not, really attempting to get into the arm balance, how about if we start here, right? With the, in this case, right ankle crossover left. This time I'm twisting the other way. All right, this is a great posture to be in as well. I can almost keep my hip down as I find those chaturanga arms, right? My right hip is down right now as I'm moving into chaturanga arms and moving my chin across the floor. From here, I want to learn to squeeze that right leg up towards the left, okay? So it's weird. I can keep, there's no doubt that it requires a certain amount of flexibility, right? You can also use like a book or a block. I wouldn't say too high of a block, but a sizable book. If you're sitting on it as you go through those progressions, there's a really good chance, right? So I'm here, right? This is going to provide a little bit of height. As I go through that again, let's see if I can keep my hiney on it. All right, I'm here. I like Ekapada Bujapidasana. I don't want anybody to think that I don't, because I think that's one of the most critical parts of, understanding a lot of arm balances, building strength in a lot of arm balances, right? But, again, right, we all practice differently, right? Here, I'm just going to be sitting down as I cross my ankles, right? And then I'm going to learn to move my arms, let's see if I can do this, into chaturanga arms, right? And my hip is down onto that little bolster I've got. All right, and I'm just finding that twist, okay? So I'm not even really in an arm balance. It's like an arm and hip balance, if you will. And this is a great way to kind of work on the shape at the very least. Again, flexibility is going to really determine your accessibility to that, okay? So check out Ashtavakrasana, right? Keep working on it. It's a fun and, relatively accessible arm balance. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.